I wanted to share a little bit about my celebrity interviews, I suppose. I, like you probably know, I have all of that available on my Patreon where instead of everyone asking questions and questions and questions, you can always join that for $1 where you can watch all of the celebrity interviews. They're, 10 minutes long, each of them. There have been quite a few because in my coaching class, I'm a psychic medium. I do private readings and I also show people how to unlock this gift themselves. And I've been doing group coaching classes since April. Did we see that orb or that dust? Since April 2020. And so in these coaching classes, they show us how to connect with our spirit guides, connect with our intuition and our animals, and then connect with spirits and our past loved ones. So instead of in these coaching classes where there's, 5 or 8 people or however many, instead of us, really being upset or in our emotions about our loved ones, our family members, I thought it would be the good idea to bring in celebrities with their permission. And in the beginning of these, I used to do people like baseball players and artists that nobody knew anything about. Actually, the first time I did this class, it was when Elvis and Michael Jackson had actually came to me in the form of in my face everywhere. Their songs on the radio everywhere for like a week or however long leading up to doing this coaching class when I was thinking and trying to get celebrities or people that everybody knew in my coaching class so that we could talk to them or read into them. I just had all these synchronicities of Elvis and Michael Jackson, so we ended up connecting with them in my first coaching class. And then after that, we connected with, I like to go in order so that I can remember everybody, but Martin Luther King, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, Freddie Mercury, Princess Diana, Robin Williams, Kurt Cobain, Steve Irwin, John Lennon. I try to remember like where everyone was standing. Princess Diana, if I didn't already say that. Last week we connected with Alex Trebek and Alan Wickman, and Heath Ledger, because I like my 100 repeated backstory of I ask for their permission. I say, this is what we're doing. If you want to come, this is what it's going to look like. I'm just setting the intention that you can, with me, help my students grow and learn and believe in themselves and not be emotional. I usually say, I'm going to need you guys to give us goosebumps or direct our attention if someone's getting emotional or feeling sad. Hey, William. And so no disrespect about anything. This isn't anything off the wall at all. I've had private readings where someone wanted to connect with Michael Jackson. I've had, private coaching where someone wanted to connect with Heath Ledger and Kurt Cobain. And I ask, if you guys aren't busy, people in spirit, do you want to connect with us? See if they come through. If they come through, then that's great. And that's how we connect. There are so many YouTube videos of people connecting to celebrities, whether they're real or not. I mean, I believe them because you don't have to be superhuman or super born a medium to be able to connect to or get a sign or get something from somebody that you care about in spirit. So after, when I first became a psychic, I wasn't a medium. I was doing psychic readings, connecting your spirit guides. Then I started connecting to animals because they were coming to me. Then I started connecting to people as grandparents and stuff like that because they were coming to me. So when we're connecting with people as grandparents and stuff like that, it's only inevitable that you're going to have a celebrity or somebody, a celebrity, right? Because we assign that status to them. So that's just my backstory that I am okay with sharing because I understand how it's touchy and you liar or nuh-uh, or they don't care about you. They're just people. Princess Diana and Robin Williams and Steve Irwin and Freddie Mercury and Elvis, they are nice people. I'm going to say that Elvis is a nice person. So they're not silly humans, or I'm busy doing this. When it comes to reincarnation, which I absolutely believe in that, I believe that Princess Diana has been reincarnated, but we have all of these kind of lives going on simultaneously. So yeah, someone can be a reincarnation of Princess Diana while we're still connecting to Princess Diana, or your grandmother, or your great 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 grandmother that's probably reincarnated as a grandson or somebody. We can still tap into them, their energy, because it's their spirit, it's their soul, it's their essence. So I'll do the most important kind of touchy people first. Elvis, about him marrying his wife or a 15-year-old or whoever, the story that I have from him, I think that it's interesting because when I connected with him, one of the first things that he said was, I loved my wife, I loved my wife, I loved my wife very much. In the media, they said this. And I kind of said, I didn't say anything about you loving your wife. And I was just kind of listening to what he had to say. He was nice. Some things that I did see on Google, because I got a lot of hate from him and him being pedophile and blah, blah, blah. They didn't get married. He didn't marry his wife, who he met when he was 14. And they didn't get married until she was like 22 or 24. And yeah, he was a lot older than her, maybe like 10 or so years. But think about your grandparents and your great-grandparents. I mean, it was a little bit of the norm. My grandma had kids when she was 15 years old. And that is crazy and should have been on 16 and pregnant. But back then, that was normal. So anyways, Elvis, he was a nice person. He was very, very handsome. If anyone was in the wrong or being appropriate, it was me. It was me because I couldn't really control my blushiness or my flirtiness, have him sitting next to me. My heart was racing and I accidentally telepathically said that I felt that we had a connection. And then I said, like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what got into me. And then I said, I'm sorry that I'm acting this way. Maybe next time we connect, I'll be a little bit older. And then I was saying, I'm sorry. I don't know what got into me. I'm just going to, be professional and keep my mouth shut and stick to my list of questions that I had for you, which was tell me about your life and stuff. So he was a nice person, and at least to me, I'm sure that he was an angel in his life, and I'm sure that a lot of these celebrities or whoever, they weren't angels in their life either. Connecting to Robin Williams, which is the next kind of touchy thing for some people about why he snapped at me. He snapped at me because I was in the wrong again, because I'm human. I thought Billy Idol was in spirit, guys. I'm so human. Robin Williams in my class, he had very much big energy where he was like the funny guy in the room. And the first thing that he coming in hot, before I asked anyone questions, was he said, in this tone, I'm going to try to recreate it, "It's good to be back. It's good to be home." And I kind of said, really? You think so? Like, being back here on Earth, you think that this is home and it's good to be back here? Like, you actually want to be back here? And then he had said that he had a lot of struggles in his life, just as anyone else, but he also had a lot of happiness in his life. And then along the lines of somewhere, after he was talking about his happy life, this is where I explained telepathy. So when I'm connecting to, or when anyone's connecting to as a medium, people in spirit, we are telepathically talking because their lips aren't moving. It's more of like, they're showing me this, I can hear them saying this, they're saying that, I'm saying that. Sometimes I do talk out loud when I'm by myself. When I was in my coaching class, I couldn't talk out loud because other people were doing other stuff, connecting to their loved ones. So telepathically, or telepathy, you guys know that we can think of things, we can send it over, and I didn't mean to think that, or it's just like those invasive kind of thoughts. When Robin Williams was saying how happy that his life was here, that it was good to be back, and some other kind of stuff that I can't remember right now, I said, telepathically for the 5th time, I said, "Why'd you kill yourself?" Shame on me. Shame on me. That's a rude, that's a blunt, that's a bad thought is all it kind of was. So after I said that, he stood up and he said, in this tone as well, "You licensed therapists?" Just like that, because he doesn't need to explain himself to me. He doesn't need to explain himself to the world or the 10 people or however many people were in my class. That's what he said to me. He snapped at me. I said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean any disrespect. No, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just a psychic medium doing this for my class so that I can help people grow and believe in themselves and all kinds of things like that." That is he snapped at me, and maybe I shouldn't portray it like that, but that's just what happened. The other stuff that he said, he's a very nice person. Off the top of my head, I can't remember a whole bunch. I have that Patreon video where I went through that long, lengthy story of what telepathy is. And some questions that I kind of do remember that I asked was, his favorite movie that he starred in was The Genie. And you see the deer? Bigfoot hunts. Just notice the TV. I asked him what his favorite movie was that he starred in. You're good, baby. And he said Aladdin. He liked being the genie because he liked being somebody that people could like look up to, but what he meant was like more internally, like he liked that role model for himself. And what else did we talk about? Robin Williams and I can't remember. If you want to watch more, you can go to the Patreon video, and just for $1, you can watch all of these interviews, all of those people that I've connected with. The next person that's hot on the list, let me throw my dog a toy or something. Babe, she's okay. Is Princess Diana. Princess Diana was very strong, not intimidating, but she should have been gosh darn president. And like, she's so high, like carries herself so well. As you guys probably know, I don't know a whole lot. I'm 28 years old. And she was kind of saying, what is humanity doing? What are we doing with everything? Why are we just taking all of this? And why aren't we kind of standing up for ourselves? And why are we just going along with blah, 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 blah? And then she was saying, trash for starters. Why aren't we picking up the trash? Why are we just walking by trash? Why aren't we doing something about the landfill? Why aren't we doing something about this? That was very much her energy of just like being very, very strong. I asked her how she transitioned because I didn't know. And she said, they murdered me, just like that. And then what else did she say? Oh, she didn't like the way that her sons were being controlled. And she was showing me that in pictures, if we go back, that you can see someone like squeezing her sons, of like controlling in the way of being a little bit like too physical, of like do this or else. And that's most of the interesting stuff from Princess Diana. She's very nice. I had her in my class with Albert Einstein, and they had very similar good energy. Albert Einstein, hopefully the person who had the physics test question is in this. Albert Einstein was sharing his rocket science knowledge of the reason that he was so different than me and that some other kind of people was that he was always in this flow state where he would be listening to binaural beats and delta waves, and he had one of those clicking like tempo, like one of those things always when he was like in his study or doing whatever. And this is why his brain was more kind of activated, because he was always in the present kind of mind. And he was nice and goofy. I asked him if I don't know what he was talking about meditation and just being more slow. And then it came up sometime that he liked to ride his bicycle a lot to be in this flow state. And I kind of said, I would have assumed that you had a rocket, time machine kind of car instead of just like riding your bicycle everywhere. And he was talking a little bit more. I think that this is funny. He made a lot of references from like the 90s or the 80s or whenever. And a couple of those was instead of us watching TV, we need to be reading books, and we need to be in this flow state because we don't realize what the TV is doing. It's calling the shots. It's changing our brain. It's manipulating things to like dumb us down and our brain to not be lit up like that movie. If you guys ever saw that movie where they took a pill and their brain was just like all like lit up. He was saying that the TV was making us just always be in this state of like fight or fear instead of relaxing, because we were always waiting for something to be in our face, like a commercial, to be like right in your face, so we could never just be like relaxing and in the flow. So I thought it was funny because when he was telling me this, he was showing me like an 80s kind of scene where everyone's eating dinner and we're just glued to the TV. So I was kind of saying, I think you mean like cell phones now, of like that would be a good kind of example instead of the TV. Like, we're always on our cell phones, and they're keeping us from being in a flow state because something can kind of ping up. And then he went on to talking about how him and Princess Diana were going back and forth. Like, yeah, guys. He was saying that we need to be more careful with things. We need to think about things instead of people just saying, here, do this in moderation. You'll be fine. This is fine. 5G or whatever. This is fine. Don't worry about it. Cell phone is fine. It's not emitting anything like this. He was saying that we need to think about things more, and we need to be more mindful in the way of food. And he was like showing an apple of like, you guys, we need to be eating organic. And he was almost like befuddled that we would be eating like apples that were just sprayed and like, yeah, let's just like wash it off. And then this is the other funny like 90s, 80s, whatever kind of reference that he had. He also said like, then Twinkies. I can't believe you guys are eating Twinkies still. And I was kind of saying, we're not. They don't really have Twinkies anymore, I don't think. But I let him go on his little kind of rant of like, I just can't believe how you guys will just have so much trust in these people. We need to think about things a little bit more. So those are, also share about Freddie Mercury. Like I said, all of these videos are on my Patreon, and that's the link in my bio. Freddie Mercury was very, very fun and goofy and silly and flirty. Someone in my comments one time said that he was gay. He doesn't care about you. I want to say, like, really. I've also connected with him with another kind of private coaching girl that I have, and he was hitting on her as well, saying, like, I don't want to say sexy mama, but that's just what he was saying. And he likes to kind of push people past their boundaries or their limits. Not like that, but he likes to like make people stop being so serious and just be funny. It feels like in his interviews and stuff that it would probably be cut out a lot, because he would probably be like, what are you doing for dinner tonight later? Like that is just how he very much was. And I've connected with him several times just because he's such a good example in my private coaching to like feel his energy. If you can feel his energy, then that's a really good kind of stepping stone for you, because it's so big and crazy and out there and open and all the good things that it's kind of hard to miss. Why can't I think of any examples or stuff that was going on in that interview? Oh, there was one kind of funny thing where I was explaining what was going on, that Freddie Mercury was sitting in front of me, and then I said, you're about kind of like, what would you say, 3 feet away? And then Freddie Mercury like got really close to me, and he said, we can change that. And that's just his kind of personality. Kurt Cobain, I'll share the knowledge that he had to kind of share. I didn't ask him about the suicide kind of stuff, because I learned my lesson asking people about suicide stuff, maybe with Robin Williams. But he was saying, I really like this. It's kind of a trigger warning, and this is something that I made a TikTok of that was basically like his whole sentence. He was saying that when you're dealing with depression, like it's really important to know that you're not a victim of that, you can do something. And if you can't do something, then try to do something. If you can't try to do something, then like try to do something, and just like do anything in the world to get past it, because you will kind of get past it. And the funny thing is, I asked him about Courtney Love. I'm a really big fan of hers, and their relationship and stuff. And he said, and I didn't catch it till afterwards, he said that he loved her very much, but he didn't really have time for a relationship. He didn't really care about relationship. He just cared about his other kind of stuff that he had going on. And she was the only person that was like, that he had time for. So it was, you guys can watch that interview as well. He super deflected the question. So I don't know if he loved her, is still with her, and all of these things, and the truth behind all of that. But off of the top of my head, I'm not reading the comments because I've had a lot of hate on the comments and stuff on my video. And if I start reading like hate stuff, I'm sure you guys are being very, very nice in the comments. It's just gonna put me in a whatever, kind of make me want to stop doing the video. Martin Luther King, I do want to share something about him just because it was smart. So what he had said, this was a year ago. This was when the BLM kind of stuff was going on, because I had several people come to me that wanted to be in my coaching class that were Prince and Jimi Hendrix and Martin Luther King another person, I think. Not Whitney Houston and not Freddie Mercury. Michael Jackson. What Martin Luther King Jr. had said, and was to, it's really important for us to be the nice person, be the light in the world. When someone's like rubbing your shoulder, it's just like the example that he used is kind of funny, at the grocery store. When someone is like ticking you off at the grocery store, be the nice person, because if you're mean, you're just going to fuel their fire. So we need to like be the light in the world, and that's how we make change. That's how we do the ripple effect of just be nice. Just like suck up your pride and just kind of be nice. Don't be a reflector and reflecting everything about everybody else. Just try to like be nice so that could be shared and spread. Steve Irwin was very, very nice. He was talking about his family and that he was really proud that people were following in his footsteps. But I thought that he meant like there was some other Jeff person on Animal Planet that used to do the same kind of stuff that he said. I thought that that's what he was talking about, but then I realized it's his son. His son is doing like the same thing that he's doing. I have an alligator. I used to have an alligator in the pond. Now I have a new alligator in the pond where I live at. And I was asking him about that because I used to have such a big fear of like, is it going to get me? Like, what are the intentions of this alligator? I asked him like, how did you do what you did? Like, because you don't know what the alligators and stuff is going to do. And he said that every day that he lived his life in fear, or no, he said every day was a close call, but he used his fear to like fuel him. And that I don't need to be scared. I just need to be respectful of the animals because we're coming into their territory. The animals and the alligators and the reptiles and whatever, that they were here long before us. And we're just kind of like crowding around them. Yeah, those are, I think, the big comments that everyone has been questioning about. If you want to watch any of these interviews, they're available just for $1. I would love to put them, out for free for everybody on the YouTube kind of world, but I think that maybe we know that might be, or it's just my opinion, might be a little bit too much hate. Sometimes it's personal information that I don't want to just like put out there for everybody. So that's why it's in my Patreon, it's in my community. So people who are interested, they can watch it with the kind of respect or intention that I would assume that they would have of not being, I don't know, it's just a respect kind of thing. That's why I connect to these celebrities. I do psychic readings where I connect to your whoever. I have done a reading where we connected to Michael Jackson in a private reading. I'm open to doing that if they're open to doing that, if the celebrities are open to doing that. But mostly I just do psychic readings for people's past loved ones, and then, the career kind of stuff and the intuition and the growing the gifts. I do group classes where if you wanted to, if this sounds like fun to connect with a celebrity, I do them every other month, where it's a 4-week-long class, and then we pick who we're going to talk to. If you guys saw my funny TikTok, I picked that we were going to talk to Billy Idol, and I said that for 3 weeks, and nobody stopped me and said that, Jimmy, he's not in spirit. But so if you guys, people on my list that I do want to connect to with all the respect in the world are BC, and that's my running list so far. I just haven't really gotten like millennial kind of age people in my group coaching class yet. But if you guys want to book a private reading with me, feel free. I do 15-minute readings. They're $40, super affordable. I do 30-minute readings for $75, and I do 60-minute readings for $150. I do them over the phone, or for an extra $40, I do them over Zoom video where they can be recorded and everything. I also answer, if you just have one question, you don't want to ask me, you don't want to do, over the phone kind of reading, you can ask me one question on my HeyHero, and that can be whatever you kind of want, a message from somebody. But hopefully this brought some clarity to some people, and I appreciate you guys for watching this. I'm going to skim through some of these things. So TJ, the geek, you said, I love that some celebrities are open to talking to people. I like that too. They're real people. And Nikola Tesla was somebody who said that he's helping other people on the other side. He's helping people kind of like learn from his mistakes, where he was showing me, I'm happy that I get to explain this now. He was showing me how you people in science, you want to make a rocket time traveling machine. When you're pushing this through to get it verified, put something over it so your rocket time machine, it looks like this. It's like an overlay of stuff. That's the science behind Nikola Tesla, where he and spirit is helping us humans to like do stuff, and all of these celebrities are, you know, helping people, especially. Michael Jackson had said that for all of the people who grew up having like his poster and stuff in their room, like he really cares about them, and he like appreciates that, and he's like with them whenever they need him. Michael Jackson made me cry because he was like, Jamie, you need to believe in yourself, you need to stop caring what people think. And I was like, I just think that they think that I'm crazy, Michael. But like these people, they super care about us. Someone asked, I'm sure I'm late to this, but is Avril Lavigne dead? Speculation that she has a double. What do you guys think? I think I believe in that. Try to use your, does that feel true? Or does that not feel true? Does that feel like crazy talk, or does that feel, yeah. That's how I've always felt about that since I was, you know, a teenager in my early 20s, like when that kind of conspiracy came out. Nice stuff. Mostly just comments, people asking questions. I'm so sorry for anyone's loss. I did free live readings on my Facebook yesterday. I don't do those a whole lot because it's a lot of energy, and it doesn't really lead to a whole lot because it just feels that when we are getting a reading from some person for free on the internet, we don't really hold like value or meaning. I was actually telling someone in a video yesterday that you guys don't realize behind the scenes that your aunt or whoever who's talking to me while I'm answering everyone's questions really fast, I have to like close the door on her and can't really say like goodbye, thank you so much. If your loved one wants to book a reading, like give them signs or come to them in a dream. It just, your aunt says hi, she says she loves you, she wants to be doing this, close the door on her. And that just hurts my heart a little bit. It makes me feel like a bad guy. I'm sure that there's no kind of hard feelings there and stuff.